We're back in Cleveland at the Republican National Convention. We're joined by Libertarian presidential candidate Gary Johnson.
Jerry,
Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Long day, huh?
Oh my gosh, it's a long week. This feels like a really long day. Thanks for sticking it out with us. You know, they're not talking about you out there, but they kind of are.
They kind of are.
I heard
really.
Scott Walker, the governor of Wisconsin, former presidential candidate tonight, turn to the crowd and say, if you vote for anybody except Donald Trump, you're voting for Hillary Clinton. I think he had you in mind when he said that.
And Ted Cruz when he said, vote your conscience.
Vote your conscience, exactly.
Conscience, Gary Johnson.
Exactly. So you have some folks in that hall tonight. What do you think?
Well,
or potential folks.
I do think so. Amazing to me, Jerry, was spending all day here today and not having one negative jab all day. You'd think that would have happened.
Yeah.
But it's really been rapid fire. And former Republican governor, this is a homecoming of sorts.
Yeah. When you hear polls like ours, we have some new numbers from a latest Wall Street Journal NBC News poll that have you at 11%. You're near that 15% magic barrier that you have to hit to get into debates.
Right, and what I think is significant too is that the 11 or the 13 that was CNN the other day, I mean, these are effectively double from where they were just 6 or 7 weeks ago. So really, there's some real momentum here, and I do think we're going to get to this 15% level, and we're going to get to it ahead of time, so that I think there'll be a lot of attention going into the presidential debates.
We were before you, the segment before you came on, we were talking about the lack of unity here tonight. The booing of Ted Cruz was a pretty graphic example of that. That's the opening for you, I assume. Is that opening for you greater among disgruntled Republicans or disgruntled Democrats?
I think it's equally on both sides. And interestingly, in every poll where my name appears, with the exception of one, I take more votes away from Hillary Clinton than I do from Trump. I do think that at the end of all this, that it'll be equally from both sides. And as crazy as this election cycle is, I might be the next president of the United States.
So how do you capitalize? What do you do going forward? We keep asking the Republicans, what do you do spinning out of the convention? We'll ask the same question in Philadelphia next week. What do you do from here to capitalize?
Well, from here, number one, with this interview, this could catapult me to 16.5%. So thank you very much.
It's the power of the Wall Street Journal.
But really, there's a lot of attention right now being given to what it is that myself and Bill Weld are saying, and we need that. 65% of the population doesn't even know who we are, so I think it's really significant that we'd be polling at this level. We're going to be the only third-party candidates on the ballot in all 50 states. So attention more than anything. I think our records hold up under the scrutiny that will go along with being at 15% plus and being at that level so far in advance of the presidential debates. All bodes really well.
So what is that two-sentence explanation of your message, the Johnson-Weld message to voters?
Well, keep government out of the bedroom and keep government out of my pocketbook. Government is too big. It spends too much money. How about certainty when it comes to tax policy, that taxes are not going to go up, regulations aren't going to get any worse. Individual liberty and freedom, women's right to choose, marriage equality, legalized marijuana, crony capitalism is alive and well. I think that government can play an absolute role in leveling the playing field when it comes to opportunity. Let's rule the world with free trade and diplomacy. Let's really be skeptics when it comes to military interventions.
Government out of our pocketbook, women's right to choose, you're sort of where left and right come together right now. I mean, in a scrambled year, lots of things have changed, including where's left and where's right on the spectrum.
Well, and that most people, the old adage when we went to college, if you weren't a Democrat in college, you didn't have a heart, and in later life, if you weren't a Republican, you didn't have a brain. Jerry, I think we've all got hearts and brains, and that's the embodiment, I believe, of this big 6-lane highway down the middle of Trump and Clinton, which currently is the Libertarian Party.
Gary Johnson, thanks for joining us. We'll have a chance to talk down the road, I hope.
I hope we will.